brutal way to end the game. What was your take on the performance and the result?
Afternoon. Yes, tough feeling when the game finished the way the game was in that moment, and the way you considered the goal as well. But the game was much more than that. We come here, and I said the pre-match conference as well. We come here in the difficult circumstances. We played last Thursday night, and I have to repeat again that is not fair to come to play after 64 or 65 years, 5 hours. Sorry, and a tough match for us. We knew that, but I have to start saying that I'm really proud of my players, really proud of the way you come here and you demonstrate again how you can be a really tough team to play against. Some moments playing good football, the other moments showing the togetherness and the organization that we have been showing so far. And our ambition is always on the pitch. This afternoon, probably not so fresh like we like to be, but always with an ambition, not so much time with the ball like we like to be, or clear more than Newcastle. They were more dominant from the first moments as well, but we never lost our organization, our ambition to punish them in some moments, or to try to punish them in some moments as well. Of course, more shots to them and more corners and more possession, and something, to be honest, that we expected because of the circumstances that I mentioned before, and because their quality, of course, and we know that it's always really tough to come here to play. They are in a good moment like us, but they are really physical team, not just their quality, they are really physical. They not just in open play, set pieces as well, they are really physical, and I think most of the moments we handle well that situation, probably on the ball and some offensive transition we should have done better. But we have to give credits to them as well. I have to mention, of course, the moment of the penalty. Not because we missed, can happen. The players that are on the pitch and they can miss penalty. Was in a different circumstances that Mitro lost the penalty, of course. But I have to mention the decision of the referee and the decision of the VAR. It's difficult for us to understand in 30 seconds two decisions inside the box. Two clear decisions inside the box in that moment, and it's difficult to understand how the referee didn't see at least one. I think it's normal to see in 30 seconds two moments inside the box. But okay, it was a consequence from the game, in my opinion. Many faults that was, and unfortunately for us, the decisions this afternoon, they were almost always against us. Can happen. I can have bad afternoons. The referee can perform not in the best way, and clear this afternoon he didn't perform at his best level, clear. But more difficult for us to understand how the VAR cannot see the first penalty, because that moment, if you miss or not, can happen. That moment has to be the first penalty, has to be penalty, and has to be red card for the player. When Andreas is going to finish the moment, the player pull Andreas, and it's clear penalty and red card, and may the huge impact in game. Even if you miss the penalty or not, can happen. Even Newcastle can score or not after that moment, can happen as well, but it's a clear mistake from the VAR as well, from the referee first, from the VAR, and made a huge impact in the game.
Any further for Ian?
You have no problems at all with the decision to disallow the penalty for 2 touches?
I have much more problems before. If Mitrovic touched twice on the ball, it's to be disallowed the penalty. If he touched twice, clear. The rules, they say, he touched twice, has to be disallowed the penalty. For me, simple as that. The problems come before, not just in that moment the penalty, and come before during the match. Clear, not the best performance from the referee. I repeat again, can happen. I can make these bad decisions, my players as well. Can happen when bad performance. It's more difficult for us to understand within the VAR, with the screen in front of him, how he cannot see that first penalty and the red card. I saw the images. First, I don't need to see the replay. Just one image is enough for me. Clear penalty, clear red card, and the game will be completely different.
I think that bird should not have been on the pitch after that charge.
No, of course it's clear. I think the rules are clear. If the rules are clear for the goal to be disallowed, the rules are clear before that. It's clear penalty and red card.
Final question there.
If the referee gives the first one and it's a red card, does the game then completely change thereafter?
We can win, we can lose in the same way, But the game will be different. I think if you play with 10 players, the game will be completely different. I think you all agree with me. You can win or not. They can win or not. The quality of their team and is clear for all of us. But the game will be completely different from that moment. If you score the penalty, if you miss the penalty, whatever, they have to play from that moment with 10 players. Like we play 85 minutes at home when we play against Newcastle, was a red card, and you play 85 minutes with 10 players.
Very last question, Peter.
Mark, this is the third penalty that Ipswich has missed this season. I know about it before, but does this change anything in terms of whether you take it? How do you feel?
We have time to talk together and to decide what we have to decide. Is not the moment to talk about it. What we are going to decide will be for me to decide. If Mitro has to keep going, he's keep going to take penalties. If not, will be another one. We have enough good takers in our squad.
Okay, everyone. Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem.
Suggestion the penalty spot may have been roughed up before the penalty. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know. I saw many players there around. I saw, but I cannot say. I didn't see the image. I just like to speak about things that I can see and I'm sure about. And what I mentioned to you here is something that is clear for everyone that understands football, to know football, and to know the rules as well. Because that is difficult for me to understand. Not the decision of the referee, because it can happen mistakes, but within VR is difficult to understand.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.